Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Drive-In Massacre, 1976. And this 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was one of those so bad that it's good type movies. It's got the Casio player in the background, similar to Nicholas Michael Jacobs movie. It's a low-budget Z-grade horror. Gets a very low 3.6 out of 10 on IMDb. And it's got the great Buck Flower in a starring role. He also co-wrote this script. So, 1976 American B-movie slasher film. Yeah, the slasher. It's well, it's 1976, so there's some dude at the drive-in who's like killing people with a sword, and we never do find out who it is. We think it's Buck Flower towards the end of the movie. Buck Flower doesn't even make an appearance until towards the end of the movie. It has a lot of ratings, 1,670, so it gets a bum rap. But I guess you have to have a unique taste for bad movies to enjoy this, which is why Adrian mentioned it to me, I think. But anyways, so people get slaughtered in the drive-in theater left and right. Of course, it's 1976, so you keep wondering why it took the police so long to think about shutting down the business after like 3 murders. Why do people even come to the drive-in if they know that they're at risk of being murdered? That part didn't make sense either. But nowadays, the petty tyrants who run the local government here, they just think they can shut down businesses willy-nilly over fake COVID statistics. So we've already had 2 lockdowns here in California.
Pandemic statistics.
Bet you when the next spike of COVID cases hits,
We're
gonna have a 3rd lockdown. Unless we get that transsexual governor, Bruce Jenner. Oh wait, his name is Caitlin. He became a woman. I used to see him on the Wheaties box, the box of Wheaties cereals. I never imagined in 1976 that he wanted to become a woman. Anyways, you got Angeline, the great Angeline, who's in a bunch of Z-grade films. Running for governor, and you've got the former porn star running for governor. So, a bunch of stupid people going to replace gruesome Mussolini in the recall election. So I don't know how that's going to affect the whole lockdown situation here in California, but if Newsom doesn't get recalled, you can bet there will be a 3rd lockdown. Especially when people start dying from the vaccine, and they'll say, "Oh, that was a COVID strain, a mutation, a variant."
The COVID variant, totally legit.
So, anyways, so there are all these. Getting back to the movie, I got sidetracked a little bit there with California politics as usual. But Buck Flower plays the guy with the guy with the machete. He's just like playing around with the machete with his daughter. They're playing like hide and go seek, and you think that he's the killer. Hey, Adrian, what's happening? Adrian's in the chat room from Australia. My son gave a thumbs up. Cool. So you think Buck Flower is the killer because he's wielding this machete in this otherwise empty warehouse. But then when the cops show up, they see that it's his daughter. He just escaped from the insane asylum in the morning. Oh, 10:34 a.m. Okay. Cool. Oh, wow, I got 3 people in the chat room. Cool. Karate Man's in the chat room. My son gave another thumbs up to Karate Man and Adrian. Cool. So, yeah, I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. It's one of those so bad that it's good type movies. I think it gets a 3.6 out of 10 on IMDb, and it gets lots of bad ratings, but some people on IMDb are saying it's not that bad. I think you have to special taste for it, for bad movies to enjoy this. Like I said, it's got the Casio keyboard, the Nicholas Michael Jacobs background noise happening with the Casio keyboard whenever there's the killer's going around the drive-in theater with his sword. And, Knockoff. No, I haven't seen Knockoff. Is that on YouTube or Netflix? Now I gotta look it up. But oh, it's on YouTube. Cool. I prefer to watch it on Netflix. That way I can watch the bonus features. YouTube doesn't have any bonus features. That's the only thing I dislike about YouTube. But if it's not on Netflix, I'll definitely get it on YouTube. Knockoff. But so Buck Flower isn't the killer. These 2 Keystone cops who look like twin brothers. One's a little shorter. Dylan's Entertainment Channel. That sounds familiar. Some stuff. Dylan's Entertainment Channel. All right, Knockoff. If it's Van Damme on Netflix, I think it is. Yeah, 1998. Oh, I have it in my Netflix queue already. I think you mentioned it to me in a previous video. But anyways, so you don't know who the killer is in this movie? Oh, Rob Schneider. I just saw a movie with him in it. I forgot what it was called. Anyways, Never Surrender. That's another one I got to look up. So nobody knows who the killer is in this movie, including the Keystone Cops, the twin brother lookalikes. And so you're left kind of scratching your head in the end. Yeah, Rob Schneider was in Jaws. That's right. And he was in a movie that I just saw, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, he was in that That movie with Mary Tyler Moore, where the son is like having suicidal thoughts. Forget, what is the name of that movie? Anyways, is it? Anyways, I've got coming up in my Netflix queue. I've got Charlie Chan Meeting at Midnight. The Sydney Toiler. Charlie Chan at the opera with Boris Karloff is a long wait. So it's just kind of sitting there. And then I've got Jackie Chan, The Foreigner, and Castle in the Desert. Another Sydney Toller, 1942. Charlie Chan Meeting at Midnight is 1944. And then Knockoff is 458 on my Netflix queue, so I probably won't get around to it for a while. Yeah, me too. Big Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney, John Carradine, they're all great. Basil Rathbone. So Never Surrender. Let me look that one up. Well, I started watching Andy Milligan, Carnage, by the way. Cool stuff. There's some kind of marriage ceremony in the beginning, and okay, I'm going to add Never Surrender. I see that one now. 2009. Oh, Van Damme, huh? This is UFC Superstars Never Surrender. Cool. I'm going to add this. I'm going to take off an Orson Welles movie and I'm going to add Never Surrender. Anyway, so I'm cooking some kind of buttery gravy, turkey gravy, and turkey and potatoes and mixture. So I better start eating that. Assassin of Youth. I think I've seen that one. Is that like a drug propaganda movie, right? Sounds familiar, but I haven't reviewed it on YouTube. I've probably seen it during my early days of Yahoo reviews. 50 cents. All right. Well, that's the end of my review. I just wanted to say highly recommended. Check it out. I posted the link to the movie in the description box. And thanks for hanging out in the chat room, mates. Karate Man and Adrian, laters.